everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7. Today we're going to take a look at the Epic 7 Contents Improvement Notice. And this just came out now, and people have been saying, why haven't they responded yet? I don't understand. They should say something. And this is the reason, basically. It's now 8 p.m. in Korea. I think this notice came out about an hour ago, so around 6 to 7 p.m. depending on when that hour was. And basically, you're not going to get an answer on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, probably. I would expect them to have waited this time. So I don't think the answer was relatively late. I don't think this notice was delayed. I don't think anything like that. I think this was the fine response time, just getting that out of the way here. Number two, getting this out of the way too. I don't want the game to die. I don't think it's going to die. I think we could complain as much as we wanted and dislike the game as far as we wanted. Which I don't really recommend you doing, by the way. I don't think this game is going to die. I think this game just has such a fundamentally amazing visual representation, especially the starting and the early and the mid game, that nobody is going to see these problems before it's too late, if that makes sense. So I feel like it doesn't matter how hard we try to tank this game, or how hard certain people, I should say, not we, try to tank this game or voice themselves. I don't think it really will have an end result of the game dying. And that's one of the things I wanted to mention, is a lot of people have messaged me asking why I would put out a rant video like that, because, you know, all I'm doing is killing the game, and that's obviously kind of ridiculous. It's really important for us to voice our opinions. It's really important for us to say what we feel, not to hide behind being scared to say something. So this game is my livelihood, obviously. Like, this is my job. On top of me actually loving this game, this is my actual job. So, like, I don't want to kill this game. So kind of accusing us content creators of that is just kind of a little bit too much, I think. So I just wanted to get that out of the way too. We're just really passionate, and we really want the atmosphere around the game to be happy. We want our guild chat to be happy. We want a Discord to be happy. We just want to be a fun group of people to be around, and a fun community for outsiders to come in and say hi. So let's go over these things here. And what I'm looking for in here is, hopefully they're going to hit the underlying problem. So I hope they don't just go after this last patch, because this last patch wasn't just the problem. This patch, the patch before, and everything combined into one has been what the problem is, at least personally. So what I'm talking about here, I guess it honestly just comes down to one thing, and that is stamina. Stamina is just such a problem in this game that it makes it hard for anything else in the game to be positive. So what I mean by this is unequipping and re-equipping gear feels atrocious because it costs gold. Costing gold feels really bad because we have no energy to get that gold. Equipment conversion feels like a horrible system because the amount of gold it takes you to put into that system is just not okay. Pet conversion feels like a bad system because of literally everything, but also because it costs 5.5 million gold a week to really participate in. So there's a lot of things that just revolve around the stamina, revolve around the gold cost of this game, and that is what I consider to be by far the biggest problem in the entire game, is stamina / gold combined together. And I think that just makes every single thing they do in this game, every single thing that they announce, just infinitely worse because of it. When we see a new unit now, we don't think, oh hey, new unit, this is going to be fun. We see comments that are like, oh hey, a new unit, I don't have the gold to upgrade. You know, that's not a place you want to be, and I think that's the main problem that needs to be fixed. So I hope they touch on that. But anyways, let's get reading their announcement here and see what they have in store. We have heard the various opinions and concerns that our heirs have expressed regarding our recent updates. Thanks to the valuable feedback that our heirs have given us, we are announcing improvements which will be applied to the following content: 1. Pets, 2. Equipment conversion, and 3. World boss. So that scares me already. First and foremost, we would like to thank our heirs. Okay. So pet improvements. What I want to see from pet improvements: 1 is 5.5 million gold a week is granted. You could say you don't have to spend that much gold. You could say you're done with pets after a certain amount of time. You could say so many different things, like just don't participate, you idiot. If it costs 5.5 million gold, spend it elsewhere. And that's stupid. I want to participate. It's part of the game. It's a huge part of the game. It's my theoretical favorite part of the game, that I don't care what it costs me. I'm not playing to be efficient. I'm playing to have fun. And the barrier to entry to have fun in this is just too ridiculous. Obviously, auto repeat is a huge touchy feature for everybody, so I would hope they would just let us auto repeat. Also, for me, the biggest part about pets right now as a failure is the fact that they don't automatically open your chest. They don't do anything like that, and that's the #1 thing we were expecting it to do. Like, that was the baseline. They could have released pets and just had them pick up chests, and we would have all celebrated. Like, that's the baffling part to me. There's also a bunch of other problems, like the fact that synthesizing promotion can fail. That pisses a lot of people off because it does cost more gold. It does cost more everything. That's a big problem too. Overall, there's a lot going wrong. I want to talk about auto repeat first. A lot of people seem to want permanent auto repeat. I don't think that's something they're willing to do. And I personally am not a huge fan of permanent auto repeat, because that just basically makes it for the whales who can afford to refresh 24/7. That just gives them a huge advantage for the ones that aren't macroing already. 2, for pet system, I would really like it so that it was limited per day and not limited by pet snacks. So for example, another game I've played recently that everybody hates but does things well, hint hint, everybody hates should probably help you out with that one there, is they have a limit to how many times a day you can auto repeat. So there's a baseline of 15 auto repeats a day or something like that. And then if you subscribe to their monthly thing, which would be like our monthly experience pack, for example, it would upload that to 40 times instead of 15. So it basically makes it so anybody who spends $5 a month gets enough auto repeats a day to spend all their stamina to pretty effective degrees. For the people who want to go to work, who have to go to work, I should say, have to spend time with their kids, do all those things like normal people have to do, this is enough for those people to spend their stamina without worrying about it and still compete in the game. And I really like that style of thing. I think that's the way. So let's see what they actually said here. We have heard the concerns that our heirs have regarding the difficulty of acquiring pet adoption tickets and homemade snacks. Our heirs have commented on the difficulty surrounding the acquisition of pets due to the current cost of pet adoption tickets, as well as the difficulty in utilizing the repeat battle system because the ways in which players can acquire homemade snacks is very limited. In order to address these issues, we will make an improvement so that heirs will be able to summon 1 pet for free, similar to how players are able to do 1 free covenant a day. We will introduce a new daily reputation so that our heirs can regularly obtain homemade snacks. These improvements, along with other improvements regarding pets, will take place in December, and we will inform our heirs about them via a separate update notice. Okay, so I would say that's like a 3 out of 10 in terms of hitting the mark. So they're adding 1 covenant summon a day, 1 free summon a day, which is okay, but you also have to remember that's 7 pets when we're already buying, at least a lot of us, are buying 5.5 million worth of pets already. So that just like, it doesn't really add too much. I think the amount that they cost was the big problem in the first place. So I'm not sure about that. Also, they seem to not care about being able to auto repeat. They seem dead set on homemade snacks, so that's the thing that's staying. Also introducing a new daily reputation so that our heirs can regularly obtain homemade snacks. From what I understand, like, I don't think people care about getting homemade snacks. Like, I didn't really hear people say hard to get homemade snacks. I heard people say we don't want homemade snacks. We don't want to have it this way. So that's kind of missing the mark too. I personally have a couple hundred. I have like 300 to 400 homemade snacks. I haven't touched them yet because I personally don't really like the system. So I just hit the button myself. So there's that. The other thing is they say along with other improvements, so there's potential other changes will happen. I do think other changes will happen, but in general, I think this super missed the mark. It ignored the auto picking up, it ignored the chest opening, it ignored the amount of auto repeats we have, it ignored primarily the cost of everything. Like adding us 7 pets a week, which is like an eighth of how many we have to buy a week, essentially, is just not enough for me, IMO. So improvements to equipment conversion is number 2. And my thoughts on equipment conversion was it was almost fine. I think this is one of those things that was just super amplified because of how much of a problem we have with gold. Maybe the cost was way too much, but that can be tuned down for sure. But just in general, everything costing so much gold to upgrade just felt bad to me. So I would love to see them decrease the gold cost. I would love to see them give us more access to non-gem, non-transmit stone conversions, gem thingies. Maybe even just remove that entirely. I would like to see a lot for this, but I'm not sure what they're going to add. Obviously, a decrease in materials required as well. So it says, in addition to the improvements above, we will also implement improvements to the equipment conversion system. Heirs of voice discontent regarding the limited ways they can receive equipment gems, as well as the amount of ingredient equipment necessary. Okay, that makes sense. We will first increase the probability at which equipment conversion gems are given from World Boss. Interesting. We plan to decrease the amount of ingredients required in order to increase the quality grade. That makes sense. Okay. And they'll compensate us for any extras we did. Okay, so this is a decent change. I think this is fine. I don't think it touches the biggest part for me with participating in this is the gold sink. I think without addressing the gold problem, it doesn't matter like how much they change this. It's always going to be a problem of how much gold it costs to upgrade things to throw it in there, and then the 100k on top of that to craft it. And then the fact that they're probably going to limit the gems through pay-to-win packs. They're probably going to limit it through gem shops weekly. That's kind of my big problem there. So we'll see how this works out. I don't have too much bad to say about this one, but I don't have too much good to say either. So I think they hit like a good 5 out of 10 there. And now improvements to the world boss. And honestly, for me, the world boss is fine. I think the world boss is a decent game mode. I've said that many times before. I think it's something that shouldn't cost energy. And if it did cost energy, I think fixing energy, it's fine. Like, for example, other games have energy for their world boss, but it doesn't matter there. You don't even notice it costs energy because of the difference in energy income that we have in both games. I think the rewards are honestly fine. I think it would be nice if they took out like light runes for the higher ranks. I think it'd be nice if they took out anything under 85 for the higher ranks. I think there's a lot they could do for it, but overall, I think it's a fine system. A lot of people want it taken down and just like reinvented as something else. I don't think that's a good idea. I think that should be something in addition to this, not just as a replacement. So let's read and see what they have for us in store. So finally, this section will discuss the improvements that will be applied to the world boss. Currently, the world boss is in the preseason, and improvements are scheduled to take at the start of the season. We'll be able to select guild member supporters that will be able to acquire more points from world boss battles. I mean, that does nothing. Literally changes nothing. We will introduce a rank higher than Triple S. You sure? I swear, guys, it's better. See, there's 4 S's and not 3 in this one. And provide improved rewards for this new rank. In addition to this new rank, we also plan to restructure and improve the current rewards. Once the regular system begins, we will introduce World Boss BCP, so that heirs can receive guaranteed rewards if they regularly participate in World Boss battles. We'll fully take into account how much they played in the preseason. Okay. Okay, that's surprising. So, out of all the things I was expecting from World Boss, this was not it. This was a really simple fix, I think. Maybe just add a total for us to guarantee buy stuff, which is something they kind of mention here, or right here. Maybe remove the terrible options like light runes. Maybe remove, what else is in there? Just all the crap options, like, you know, the ones. The bottom like 6 options are just all basically worthless. Remove those. Maybe make it so it's 20,000 gold instead of 6,000 gold. There's just a couple things they could do to make this much better, and I feel like they missed the mark. Like, adding a rank higher than Triple S is just like, are you sure about that? That doesn't make any sense. So I'm kind of concerned about that. They didn't change any mechanics for it, which I actually like. I think the mechanics are fine for a base system like this. But overall, kind of interesting. They also didn't change anything to do with the energy, which is a little unfortunate. Okay, and they didn't even mention, they did not mention gold or energy once in this entire notice, I think, which again, I feel are the two base things in the entirety of this game that people are upset about. So that's kind of worrying. Let's see what some of these responses are. If you really want to implement our feedback for the pet system, then just get rid of pet snacks entirely and just let us auto repeat for free. Yeah, I agree with you. It's not good enough, do better. Yeah, that's what I think personally. But they're really bad with their notices, so maybe they'll write something else later. So remove snacks, make auto free. If you want to limit it, just put a maximum per day. At least that's fair. Yes, this is what I personally think it should be. Reduce energy costs globally or improve. Yep. Increase energy cap. Yep. Remove equipment and non-equipment costs. I don't think that's fine. I like equipment costs because otherwise you're always so stressed about changing things. I think the once a month thing they're doing right now is fantastic. And I think this will feel much worse if we have more gold to deal with. Remove then rework, then implement a new world boss. No, I don't agree with that. Remove flat stats. I don't like that either. I think they should go the other way and make it so more units can really take advantage of flat stats. The problem is not that we don't get enough homemade snacks. The problem is that they exist in the first place. Yep. Okay. Content shortage. Yeah, exactly. Pavlos hit it on the nail of the head so far. Our biggest concerns, energy, gold, auto run. Interesting. Very underwhelming response. Band-aid solutions. Yeah, this is what it kind of feels like to me, is a bunch of band-aid solutions to keep the parts that we're really angry about at bay. It's kind of what it feels like. Okay, so let me know what you folks think about this. I'm lukewarm, a little under lukewarm about this response so far, considering they didn't hit any of the fixes I thought they needed to hit. And this is the thing that's been bothering me for a while. They haven't hit this target for like 6 months now, and it's been the same problem the entire 6 months, and they fixed a bunch of things last time, except for the very, very important ones, and they just got away with it because they fixed the other things, and I don't want that to happen again. So anyways, here's hoping our voice gets heard more and we can talk about this more and we see more improvement. So thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.